Do you think that being an entrepreneur is just not for everyone, and that some of these tactics, though, can be very useful in a more traditional journey in life?
Not everyone's built to be an entrepreneur. It doesn't mean that you're not built to be great, right? Doesn't mean that you can't be incredible. You know, I talk about Bob Iger. This is a guy who came from the ranks of ABC and grew to be one of the most creative executives in America, with ideas and pushing the boundaries and doing all that stuff. You can apply that danger and that risk-taking to being a person that is inside the company and an executive. Absolutely. So first of all, if you're open and you're self-aware, you know, what's he doing? What's she doing? What's he doing? She's doing. That's what I hate about Instagram. Everybody's looking at somebody else, everybody else's life, rather than saying, what am I doing? Think about 3-4 hours a day looking at somebody else's life. I'd still be in Brooklyn working down the docks if I did that. You know, I mean, it's mind-blowing to me. I'm not afraid of what I don't know. If you walk into a room and you want to be the smartest guy, you're not going to be the smartest guy, most likely. So you're going to lose both ways. You're not going to learn anything. You, Rich, are curious. You've always been curious. You want to know what you don't know. You're not protecting what you do know. That is a big deal. And when I smell humility, I go in. When I smell hubris, I pull away.
Yep.
And it sounds fundamental, but it's not. And it's more important than anything you're going to learn today. I guarantee it. Is that attitude. So when I meet Steve Jobs, I'm not saying to him, hey, you know, I got a Mac and I do this. And I said, Steve, I have no idea what the you do. I have no idea. But I know what I do. So I can help you, but I really need your help. And when I used to sit with him, we went to a Greek restaurant once when I wanted to start Beats, and I had Beats going and we did about $40 million. He said, hold on a second. And he told the waiter before we ate, take all the food away. You know, in those restaurants that have their white paper, sort of tablecloth. Yeah. And he got a pen and he drew the entire hardware business for me on this piece of paper, like this. He said, this is what you have to do. It starts there, it goes there, it does this, and it goes that. And I'm like, I didn't say, oh, I know. I said, I don't know what the hell you're talking. Tell me more. I don't know anything of what you're talking about. Or else you'd stop talking. In baseball, there's a guy called a right fielder. He's usually not the best fielder on the team. So I used to be in right field, and I would pray every day that no one would hit the ball to me because I don't want to let my friends down. I was like, oh my God, I hope he doesn't hit the ball to right field. When I got into a recording studio, and the minute I sat behind that console, all of a sudden, I wanted the ball hit to me. And that was nature taking over. It's like the Jedi mind control. It just goes, okay. It tells you where to go. It's the Force.
Force.
So I walked into Interscope in one of our board meetings, our staff meetings, and I said, I held up 2 headphones. I said, this one is Axel Rose, and this one is Tupac. Market them like that.
Incredible.
Right? They looked at me, it was out of my mind. I said, no, these things, and here's the good news, guys, they don't yell at you. Okay? This is Axel Rose, this is Tupac.
And you could tune them up and down.
You could unplug them. Right? So I said, I want them to have those personalities. And that's how Beats became with Kevin Garnett and all that stuff. And we got into sports. And if I was still at Beats today, we would have bought Pendleton. We would have bought Tonal. We would have gone Hyperbole. We would have gone right into exercise. Beats was positioned to do that. That would have been our next pivot. But I ran out of personal runway. I wanted to have fun.
You ended up ultimately working with so many different artists that you've had on your label, that you've produced for, that you're friends with. but the relationship with Dre is the unique one, right? And you've talked about how important I think that relationship is. And everybody of my peers, Maverick and LeBron, Future and Drake, me and KD, if they made posters of you guys, they'd be on the wall, because the relationship and the dynamic is what we strive for. So what was it about that?
Alan Hughes had an idea, who's the director of the Defiant Ones. He said to me, this is not a story about you. It's not a story about Dre. It's a story about a white and a black guy from racially charged neighborhoods that got together and had to stay joined no matter what came, no matter what they learned from their youth. They had to stay together. Why hasn't an African-American and a white guy in the last 40 years or ever built a company as big as Beats in America? Think about the two cultures they bring each other. Think about all the problems we have in America and what we brought to each other. And I thought Alan really captured it in Defiant Ones. People said to me, what do you want people to leave with when they see that? I said, I want them to see that these cultures, what they bring each other, it's awesome. And it takes that humility. It takes saying, I don't know. Dre doesn't think he knows how to do what I do. And I most certainly don't know how to do what Dre does. And his opinion on things. You know, when he gives me an opinion on something, the way a headphone should look, and I'm coming at it from a different place, we go, okay, wow. So I'm saying, like, there's a lot about this I don't know. Let's move in that direction, right? And we've never had an argument. Dre and I have never had an argument. And it's because of that relationship that we are both as successful as we are.